Hello guys, welcome back in Goku Manhwa. Let's continue.
We resume from the last encounter, as one of the monks of the Crimson Lotus sect hurries towards the Oracle's hidden meditation chamber deep within the Jade Monastery. He halts at the carved wooden gate and strikes it firmly several times. The gate creaks open slowly as golden mist seeps from the cracks. The robed wanderer steps inside. A tide of radiant energy rushes over him. He thinks to himself, to believe such an ancient gate responds only to spiritual resonance. He wonders how vast the Oracle's cultivation has become. Stepping forward, he steadies his shaking breath. The chamber, it is heavy like the stillness of a frozen abyss. His gaze fixes onward. His aura alone radiates dominance. Glancing around the immense chamber, he recalls the great serpent Anahata of the abyss said to have ascended after mastering celestial force. Then noticing a chained obsidian wolf, he realizes it is one of the sacred guardians. The beast drips dark ichor as its fangs grind against stone, a dreadful fog lingering near it. Standing before the creature, he murmurs, "The Black Fang." A calm tone pierces the haze. "Unless there is dire urgency, I warned you never to intrude here." The robed wanderer instantly lowers to his knees. "Master, the Crimson Blades, the Shadow Fists, and even the Iron Lantern Corps. All were dispatched to the Abyss Citadel. All were destroyed." The Oracle's aura flares wildly at this news. Without shifting his feet, he summons force to raise his follower into the air. With a simple gesture, he reels him closer, seizing his throat firmly. The follower quivers helplessly. The Oracle scowls, jaw clenched. "So in truth, you mean they collapsed?" The robed wanderer gasped, trembling as he felt the suffocating wave of spiritual essence bursting from his master. In less than 2 days, he had consumed nearly all the essence hidden inside the eternal core. Still suspended, he faltered with a broken voice. "The Phantom King has invaded the domain of the Abyss Citadel." The Oracle narrowed his piercing gaze. "The Phantom King," the robed wanderer confirmed quickly. "Yes, if not for him, we would have safely delivered the heart of the Leviathan," he added desperately. It appears that young disciple, the so-called heir of the Jade Monastery, had secretly sought assistance from the wandering Shadow Sect. Yet, before the Shadow Fists engaged with him, he managed to obtain one of the Leviathan's fangs. With a swift flick, the Oracle cast his follower aside. A thunderous impact rattled the chamber as fragments fell from a shattered wall. The Oracle clenched his jaw, muttering the Phantom King's title. He gazed at the radiant heart in his palm, pondering, could it be that he too seeks to claim the 5 guardians? One of the lost celestial canons, the eternal scripture of Silver Flame, a compendium of 108 wondrous parables preserved since forgotten ages. The Shenyuan passages cited in the rites of the fivefold path speak of the Chelene, the vermilion bird, the tortoise, and the azure dragon, the 4 guardians. But these have survived only as myths with no trace of evidence. Yet, within the eternal scripture of Silver Flame, the 5 guardians are portrayed with such precision that it feels as though the writer had seen them directly. The earliest signs of the guardians stretch back to the reign of the 3 sages and 5 monarchs. And with each realm's collapse and the rise of another, fresh ones would appear. There were savage mystical beasts such as the burning Chelene or the Leviathan which devoured mortals. Still, the 5 guardians dedicated nearly their entire being to nurturing essence, striving toward the celestial plane. At the end of the guardians' record in the eternal scripture, a mysterious verse was written, brushed aside by many as nonsense. Yet, there was one who believed it, shaking all of Zhongyuan itself. That was the first sovereign of Han, the pioneer who bound the Central Lands. According to the annals of Han, which perished with its court, his minister Shu Fu guided thousands of disciples and maidens across the land, obeying the sovereigns while by sweeping every border of the Central Plains. Shu Fu vanished after venturing east, and the sovereign's dreams seemed to fade with him. Still, some whisper Shu Fu indeed uncovered the Black Fang, one of the 5 guardians. But fearing that granting the wish of the ruler, then a despot in his twilight, would plunge the realm into ruin, Shu Fu vanished, burying the secret eternally. The scene returns to the Oracle's chamber. The Oracle releases a devastating surge of essence across the hall. The robed wanderer, barely able to remain upright, quivers in dread. "I feel as if my body will collapse under this crushing force. At this pace, it would not surprise me if he ended my life in sudden wrath." Sweat streams down his temples. The Oracle's voice breaks through like ice. "The burning Chelene of the celestial mausoleum. And now even the Leviathan's heart of the Abyss Citadel has been lost." The Oracle unfurled 3 ancient charts from his sleeve. his tone sharp and bitter. All these diagrams of the 5 Guardians' domains, gathered through countless trials to complete the grand design. His fury burst forth as he thundered. This is useless now. He waved his sleeve. Flames erupted, consuming the charts. In seconds, they turned to dust. The robed wanderer's eyes widened in disbelief. True flame of Samadhi. The oracle's essence still raged as he turned away. I will allow you one final task. While I refine the heart, you will go to Mount Chang'ai, the wanderer echoed shakily. Mount Chang'ai. The oracle clenched his hand with force, blue essence swirling from it. Then the last eternal core of the 5 Guardians. With a violent strike, he smashed the floor. The ground split open beneath them. His voice bellowed with certainty. It shall belong to me. The wanderer sank to his knees from the shockwave. His eyes shifted toward the ashes. The floor collapsed, yet the charts endured untouched. The master's control of essence has surpassed mortal bounds. Forcing himself upright, he asked cautiously, But master, the path to Mount Chang'ai is barred by him. As you witnessed 2 decades ago, his martial strength is the oracle towered above him, silencing him sternly. Who ordered you to slay him? The wanderer froze, falling again in confusion. What? The oracle's gaze sharpened. The Phantom King has already seized 2 of the Guardian's cores, which means he too is chasing the path of immortality. His tone darkened, which means he is certain to advance toward Mount Chang'ai as well. A deadly silence spread across the chamber. Do you grasp my intent? The wanderer quaked, whispering, the weight of your words. Could it be? The scene cuts to Kai and Yu, raising the celestial relic forward. With a sudden crack, the relic unravels. Dan Zhuchen's eyes widen in horror as it liquefies, flowing around Yu's frame. In moments, it hardens into radiant armor streaming even across his back. Dan Zhuchen's lips part in disbelief. Is this the hidden strength of the relic? Yu nods steadily. That is correct. Dan Zhuchen lowers his gaze, mind spinning. Impossible. I believed it mere fortune that the Shadow Sect's sovereign gained the relic, the Frozen Abyss staff, and that he mastered it only because he wielded it first. Yet neither the Liang Annals nor any oral history recorded a relic dissolving into armor of its own. Could it be that no prior heir of the past ever awakened the true legacy granted by the first founder? He collapsed to his knees, shaken. Until now, I too thought its secret lay only in the abyssal ice forms and the abyssal ice palms carved into the staff. Bowing his head, he mutters in despair. Has the founder truly marked him as the chosen one? Ancestor, have you indeed chosen one beyond your lineage? Clenching his fists, his heart curdled with bitterness. Or perhaps, from the moment your heirs allowed your bloodline to be severed by strangers, your spirit abandoned us. And thus this disaster has descended. Are we simply harvesting the seeds we once planted? Yu's cold tone pierced his lament. If you insist on clinging to death until the very end, I shall cut you down here without mercy. But before that, I grant you one last chance. Dan Zhuchen fixed his eyes on Yu in silence. Yu's gaze hardened as he declared, If you vow allegiance and follow me, I will grant you the mantle of commander of the northern frontier. Dan Zhuchen's eyes brightened, thoughts racing, commander of the northern frontier, sovereign of the whole northern realm. I would preside over the martial dominion there. Yu dissolved the celestial relic back into its primal form. Extending it toward Dan Zhu, he stiffened nervously before seizing it with both hands. Clutching the staff, he waited. No rejection stirred. His body shook with relief. The relic no longer spurns me. A smile unfurled across his face. The Phantom King is stirring a fire within me. This man before me, he may well surpass all who came before. If I could carve my name within the legacy he will forge, would that not be the supreme honor? Dan Zhuchen fell to his knees, palms clasped tightly. Yes, I shall rise again beneath his banner. He cried out with resolve. I embrace this path bestowed by the Phantom King with eternal devotion. Though unworthy, I beg you to receive my unwavering loyalty. Yu, standing tall, spoke with authority. I hereby proclaim you commander of the northern frontier and third elder of our sect. Dan Zhu answered without hesitation. Yes. And thus another High Master, one of the 5 supreme experts, entered beneath Kai Yu's banner. And at this turning point, for the first time, Kai Yu bared his ambition to unite the martial realm. If you enjoyed the tale, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and strike the bell so you will not miss the next chapter. Farewell.